Askreddit. Askreddit. What is the greatest comeback to an insult you heard? Young lady was acting like a total bitch in this restaurant to the staff, and this middle-aged lady said, "Oh honey, you're not pretty enough to act like that." In a heated argument, my mom called my brother a son of a bitch. He replied, "You got that right." A girl told me if I took my shirt off at the beach the glare would blind everyone because I was so pale. I told her, at least when I go the beach people don't try to push me back into the sea. Winston Churchill is attributed some great ones. Lady Astor, Mr. Churchill, you're drunk. Churchill, yes madam, and you are ugly, but tomorrow I shall be sober. And also, Lady Astor, Winston, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. Churchill, Nancy, if I were your husband, I'd drink it. Not quite an insult, but I still think of this comeback to this day. I have 2 little brothers, and it was my dad's birthday, so the semi-extended family were all at a restaurant to celebrate. I had just graduated from my dad's alma mater, and my middle brother was currently a junior there. My youngest brother, a freshman, however, opted to go to state school. At one point my uncle said, "So, youngest brother, how does your dad feel about you breaking the trend of our last name men going to alma mater?" My little bro thought for a moment and then said, "Well, he probably doesn't mind considering I also broke the trend of not being able to get higher than a 3.0. The table exploded, and my other brother and I just stared at each other across the table like, holy fuck, did we just get brutally murderer? It's especially funny because my little bro was one of those shy high school kids who went off to college and came back fun and socially confident. I was hoping. Then he walks away without looking back. We still revel in that story. Something in Portuguese, which roughly means, show some respect boy. The only reason I'm not your dad is because your mom didn't have change for a 20. Does your ass ever get jealous of the shit that comes out of your mouth? I don't go down to the docks and take sailor sticks out of your mouth, so why do you hassle me at work? I was playing spades one time and a guy tried to lead the game off with a spade. I told him he couldn't do that. Spades have to be broken first. He refused to play by the rules, so I refused to play. He started singing, "The wheels on the bus go round and round," to imply that I was acting like a child. He asked me, "Do you know why I'm singing that?" I said, "Yeah, 'cause I'm taking you to school." During my university days, I ran into a friend/acquaintance of mine, and I was holding a Green Lantern graphic novel. My friend introduced me to his current girlfriend, and the first thing she says to me while shaking my hand was, "Aren't comic books for kids?" And I replied, "Aren't those A-cups for kids?" Honestly, I was in so much shock that someone I just met would say that to me that I replied on instinct. Still my greatest comeback ever. I was in 1st grade and we were on the bus about to go home, and some mean bully yelled at me, and it went like this. Bully, "Hey, my name. Why are you so gay?" Me, "Because I like to copy you." Bus, "Oh no he didn't." That was the best comeback I have ever made, and the kid behind me said, "Ha nice," then like bro slapped my hand, and I felt so cool. Later in 7th grade I figured out I was gay, so checkmate bully. A street hustler is trying to hand out/sell CDs and an overweight gentleman walks by and says, "No thanks." Hustler, "If it was a donut, you'd eat it." Tubby, "If it was $1, you'd beg for it." Teacher asks a tough question. Jimmy says the correct answer. Karen, "Lol you backquote such a nerd." Teacher, "Be nice to him Karen, he could be your boss someday." Jimmy, "It backquote okay teacher development would happen. I just never expected it to stab me in the fucking face." A friend of mine in 1st year university had never really dated any girls yet. This dumb meathead that we were kind of friends with told him, "When you do get a girlfriend, I'm totally going to fuck her." He responded, "If I had a girlfriend that would fuck you, her cheating on me wouldn't be the issue." 1. Everyone thinks you're an asshole. 2. Well, you know what everyone thinks about you? Nothing. No one ever thinks about you. I know I don't. My dear grandmother. She had a quick and savage wit. My fiance and I held a meet the whole family get together at my house. It was the first time his father met my grandmother. His dad was a large, physically intimidating man with a beer gut. He began telling stories to my grandmother about how my fiance was a mischief maker when he was young. Then told my grandmother how he would take off his belt and whip Joe for being bad. My frail little grandmother stares directly at my hubby's dad's tummy and says, "Your belt? However could you find it?" Future father-in-law was gobsmacked. Random kid, I bet you can't see your penis in the shower. My friend, nope, only your mom's head. Gordon Ramsay asks his daughter on camera, "So what's it like being the daughter of the most famous chef in the world?" His daughter replies, "I wouldn't know. Jamie Oliver's not my dad." Boom. Roasted. Was once criticized by an older family member for having a straight tooth. That gave me a bit of a craggy smile as an adolescent. It has settled in nicely. I was raised to not criticize what people can't help and to give compliments where possible. And so I did just that. Sorta. Aunt, nice crocodile smile. Me, oh, thanks. Aunt, it's just that tooth, you know, makes your smile all crooked, but it's not that bad. You could get it fixed. Me, I suppose, but I know I'll never have teeth as nice as yours are. They're like stars. Aunt, like stars? You mean as in bright? Me, no, as in they come out at night. My uncle had given me a book called 1001 Insults for Every Occasion a while earlier, and that gem was in it. When I was in middle school many years ago, a bully was teasing an awkward kid about not being able to get girls and being gay and never being able to get laid. Another bully spoke up to the first bully and said, "Bitch, you ain't had pussy since pussy had you," and the entire class and the teacher started laughing. The original bully shut up. From Casablanca. Yugat, you despise me, don't you? Rick, if I ever gave you any thought I might. I heard a story once about some girls in an elevator who were insulting some black guy in another language they thought he didn't understand. Hindi, I think, specifically commenting on his ugly black face. Apparently the guy waited till the elevator reached his floor, looked at them, and in perfect Hindi said, "Better to have an ugly face than an ugly heart," and left. Lunch lady got me in front my whole class. Tuna fish was for lunch. I said, "Tuna fish, I'd rather a shit sandwich." Without missing a beat, this 80-year-old lady fires back, "Wait right there, I can make you one in the back." Needless to say, I went with the tuna. Backquote, "Go fuck yourself. Fuck me yourself, you coward." Was jokingly asked out to eat informal prom in front of whole class by a popular girl who definitely had no interest in me. I, without a moment's hesitation, say, "No thanks, Lauren. I have standards." Whole class and teacher lost it. Sitting in a bar at 3 AM off of Bourbon Street. The windows are just open shutters. Dude who just left the bar leans in on our table to shout at some friends still in the bar. One of our group makes a silly / snide comment. Dude leaning in smacks the table with an open palm and says, "Everybody who ever loved you was wrong. I have no interest on being a pimp anyway." Whole class losing their minds. Today in one of my classes we were working on a project about careers, and one of the kids shouted, "I want to be a male stripper." The teacher responded, "I think you might be missing some of the qualifications for that job." Just out of curiosity as to how good this actually was, for years, I was told that my sort of comeback was the best thing that anybody had ever heard, mostly because I was the quiet kid that nobody could get a rise out of. Naturally, because they couldn't get a rise out of me, everybody tried to get me flustered by insulting me or framing me for things that no teacher ever believed, because it was never the quiet kid. Essentially, I walked into class one day and the teacher wasn't there, but this other girl, S, was up at the whiteboard writing out a long running joke about our teacher that pissed him off. It was about his assigned teacher number, and 2 years of developing a joke is a bit hard to explain. It became a bit of an inside joke. Either way, I sat down, she finished, and the teacher came in, noticing what was written on the board. He asked who did it, and immediately, this girl and a few of the girls around her said, "Severin did it." Note, we were about 15 at the time, so they should have been beyond this. I don't know what it was, but something made me wordlessly walk up to the board, fix her spelling and punctuation errors, and then sit down. Only when I had sat down did I turn to the girl who'd done it to say, "I have standards." The class collectively lost their shit, including the girls who hadn't seen it coming, And the teacher laughed so hard he went red in the face and cried. To me, it seems like they just found it so funny because it was me, because I don't see anything particularly special or savage about it.